Welcome, I'm Mateo with Command Access, and today we're going to be installing the MLRK1-HAG for the Hager 45 and 4600 series, as well as some other brands out there, so make sure to check out the cut sheet on the website for further information. I'm going to be using our PS220B locking hardware power supply to power up this bad boy today. So let's jump in and see how this guy installs. And here are all the items included in your kit: our push pad spacer, 2 Phillips head screws, Molex pigtail, and power lead. And last but not least, our MLRK1 motor assembly. We're going to start off by sliding off the housing to expose our push pad and base rail assembly. You'll see that there are 2 plastic push pad guides on each side. These can pop off, so keep an eye on them. We'll put the housing aside, and now we're going to flip the base rail over. Now to remove the mechanical dogging assembly, we're just going to remove the 2 screws from the bottom of the base rail, and we can discard the screws and dogging assembly. Next, we're going to install our push pad spacer. Just on the inside of the back activating bracket, we're going to start by removing the spring tension. And we can see that there's a groove specifically made for that spring to sit inside and a cutout from the bottom so that we can slide it over the connecting rod. So I'll slide it in there. Release the spring. Make sure that it is sitting properly in the groove, and you're ready to go. Now we're going to grab our motor mount assembly. We can see that our attaching arm is going to slide right in the opening for the dogging hole. So to depress the push pad, slide in that attaching arm and make sure the base of the motor mount is on top of the base rail. Let's watch it back one more time. Next, we're going to flip the base rail and motor kit on its side and partially install one of the screws to hold that motor in place. Now we can flip the device on its back and finish installing both screws to attach the motor mount to the base rail. Once done, we can flip it over, check the push pad and motor are connected. Now we'll slide everything back into the exit device housing, making sure the base rail is in the correct groove, first up from the bottom. And that we're aware of those plastic push pad guides on the side as well. Now let's hook it up to the PS220B by removing the Euro connector, doing our wiring on the ground. I'm going to connect the normally open and common to the input side, coming from our touchless actuator. And on the output side, I'm going to connect to the power lead going to our motor kit, and that is non-polarity sensitive. Now I can plug it back in to terminal 2 and turn on power to the power supply, and I can see the lights turn on for output 1 since it's jumpered and our power tap, and that should fire up our touchless actuator. Now let's bring power to our motor kit by connecting our Molex pigtail. Test our device, make sure that everything's firing. Now we're ready to set our push to set adjustment. We'll start by depressing the red button and applying power. We'll get 1 beep. Now we're in learning mode. Now I can depress the push pad to where I'd want it to retract to. Now I can apply power again and I'll get 1 long beep. And now it's just learned that new location. Then test again to make sure that's to my liking. If not, I can repeat those 3 steps. And that, my friends, is another successful installation. So let's turn up the tunes and test it a few more times.